with all your favorite South Park characters.
Dude, school is going to be so awesome today. I had explosive diarrhea all night.
I like big boobs.
Oh, hamburgers.
How does this even make any sense?
It makes perfect sense. I think the problem is you.
Because a woman shouldn't have to depend on a man. Snow White was brought back to life by a lady doctor.
And she lived happily ever after?
Well, she couldn't indulge in strenuous activities like handball, but otherwise, she was fine.
That's nice.
I did not like Snow White. The reason why is that the actress that plays Snow White, she acts like a bitch all the time.
Nothing has brought me greater joy than watching the Walt Disney Company absolutely panic over the last few weeks. They're mad at South Park because they're making fun of their woke ideologies, constantly race swapping or religion swapping everything in their movie.
What an idiot I've been as a young person in this industry who has no filter and no idea what she's doing.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, I don't need your business.
So Snow White slept and waited for her prince to come, but he never did.
I don't need your business. Thanks.
Yeah. Weird. And everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
I don't need your business.
So Snow White slept and waited for her prince to come, but he never did.
Yeah. Weird.
I don't need your business.
We're tracking a Hollywood tailspin so loud even cartoon towns are cashing in. Disney's live-action Snow White has hemorrhaged hundreds of millions. Star Rachel Zegler has gone radio silent, and now both South Park and rumor-hungry fans of The Simpsons have turned the fiasco into...
This is no ordinary apple, my dear. It's a magic wishing apple.
A wishing apple?
You offer it to me freely. In place of the patriarchy, you would have a queen! Not white, but diverse, inclusive, and equitable! I will become the leader I know I can be! All shall love me and despair!
Oh, what has she done to you? Fear not, first love's kiss can break any curse.
Primetime punchlines. Last October, South Park released Joining the Panderverse.
Who's the Disney character you identify with most? Mickey, Nemo, Peter Pan, or Dumbo?
Dropping Cartman into a nightmare where every hero is replaced by diverse women complaining about the patriarchy. Meanwhile,
What the hell is even that?
Like, who has been the most exciting person for you tonight? Oh my god. Besides me. Took the words out of my mouth. Besides.
clickbait channels insist Springfield will soon air Snow Woke, the reimagining, a parody of Zegler's bombed remake. Whether that Simpsons episode exists or not, the mere rumor is hurting Disney's optic. Merciless. A cartoon Kathleen Kennedy screamed, "Put another diverse woman in it! Make it more lame!" while a Disney stock graph plunged off a cliff. Cartman woke up as a black woman, Kyle morphed into a fiery Latina, and Stan's dad begged...
Because a woman shouldn't have to depend on a man. Snow White was brought back to life by a lady doctor.
And she lived happily ever after?
Well, she couldn't indulge in strenuous activities like handball, but otherwise, she was fine.
That's nice.
Or what? They're leaning into woke.
Hollywood to stop the checkbox casting. Audience reaction? Thunderous applause online. Executive reaction? Reportedly fury, because the special aired while Disney's marketing was still promising magic and nostalgia.
All that walking made me sleepy. This bed's too hard. This bed's too soft. And this bed is just like the first one, also too hard. I guess I'll sleep in the one that's too soft.
Kalel, no! Max Lord, you're putting yourself and everyone else in grave danger. I need you to give me the stone. What happened to it?
What did you say?
So exciting. Very interested to find the men who brought those.
Why should I help you?
Because we're asking you nicely.
Just tell me what it costs to get her away from me. Name a price. I'll buy the whole damn boat if I have to. Who are you? The lasso of Hastia compels you to reveal the truth. No.
Fast forward to spring 2025. Reddit explodes with leaks that The Simpsons will dunk on Zegler in a segment called Snow Woke, the reimagining. Plot descriptions claim Lisa becomes a lecture-heavy princess who cancels princes and fires dwarves for insufficient inclusivity. Fox's schedule shows no such episode, yet millions believe it, share it, and meme it. The lesson? When a brand is wobbling, even imaginary satire piles on real damage.
Then they got even crazier and they decided that the dwarves in Snow White weren't woke enough, okay?
And then they couldn't put dwarfs finding a way to find their way back to doing something not progressive. You'd think the most progressive thing would be get people jobs, and dwarves want to work. That many scripts that come down the pike.
No, only 7 of them.
That has, and there's seven dwarf jobs here, but...
Disney's PR team must now debunk a parody that doesn't exist, while critics gleefully point to the rumor as spiritual truth. Rachel Zegler's fall from Disney dark...
Because I think it was Peter Dinklage said this is, this is not right.
These are roles made for actors of my stature. I can't go out for the Harrison Ford or the George Clooney roles.
Darling to internet dartboard started with 3 sound bites. First, a TikTok where she mused, "It's 2025. Who's still waiting for a prince?" Next, a podcast calling the 1937 prince a guy who literally stalks her. Finally, a red carpet mic drop.
These big bad feminists now are telling us that's ridiculous. How dare you want to meet a handsome prince and be swept off of your feet and live happily ever after? No, you should want to be the prince. You should want to go out and fight the bad guys with a sword.
They say all you have to do to make your wish come true is let it echo, 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 echo. In Snow White, I don't need your ticket. Alone, each quote was edgy. Combined, they detonated the hashtag #SnowWoke, racking up 10 million impressions in 48 hours. Reaction
It's awful, generic. Never mind that the lyrics make no sense at all. All you have to do to make your dream come true is let it echo. Is it like on a metaphorical level?
But you are not entitled to call for Trump supporters to be harmed. Like, you are actually not entitled to do that. And so let me just remind you, Rachel Zegler, of what the map looks like.
Channels shredded her every eyebrow raise. The sentiment flipped from curiosity to annoyance almost overnight. Inside the movie, Disney stripped the core formula. The 7 dwarfs became CGI magical travelers, the iconic love song disappeared, and Snow White's new quest centered on civic leadership. Actor Peter Dinklage had earlier blasted the dwarf concept as backward, prompting a last-minute pivot that satisfied no one. Dwarf actors lost roles, purists lost charm, and progressives dubbed.
So you can understand when your Disney movie is coming out how many people you are wishing harm upon. Like, this is America right now. I will love you through these 4 years as best I can. F Donald Trump. Yeah, totally stable thing for her to be posting, wishing harm upon Trump voters, wishing that we have no peace.
The new Disney boss babe, who is Rachel Zegler, the inverse of happy.
So she comes off as an insufferable, whiny brat.
No one on the right side of America can stand the star of this movie.
Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
You had one job.
The messaging forced. Reviewers claimed the film felt more like a corporate seminar than a fairy tale. Box office numbers proved them right. Snow White squeaked to 40+ million opening weekend, then collapsed. Domestically, it sits at 85 million.
Because right now there's more dwarves on this podcast than there are in the new Snow White movie. And that's probably due to Peter Dinklage.
Yep. When I was a child, I used to think Snow White was a Japanese lady. She has geisha-like pale skin, black hair, and tends to 7 ugly white men.
So will she rise or bow her head? Will she lead or just be led?
Whoa! She's beautiful.
Maybe she's been placed under some kind of a curse.
And all that will wake her is the kiss of a handsome... I'm awake already! Guess it's you and me again, doorknob.
So Snow White slept and waited for her prince to come, but he never did.
Worldwide, barely 200 on a budget north of 300. For a brand name remake, that's catastrophic. Contrast that with Warner's Minecraft adaptation. A movie about pixel blocks opened beyond 300 million global and sprinted toward the 800 mark. Families say it offers fun without finger-wagging. TikTokers filmed packed auditoriums singing along to joke songs, while Disney venues sat half empty. One viral caption read, "I could duet with my own echo in here." As receipts cratered, Zegler deactivated comment sections and skipped press invites. Industry insiders whisper that Disney is debating whether to claw back promotional bonuses under a morality clause. Informal talks to place her in a future Marvel cameo are reported.
You think it's perfectly normal that Cartman is suddenly a black woman?
You probably don't like that Indiana Jones got replaced by a female either, huh? Probably have a problem with Black Spider-Man too.
No, make it more lame. That is exactly what they're doing. And that is why we hate the diversity, equity, and inclusion casting and writing in movies.
Endedly on ice. Meanwhile, an AI-generated OnlyFans scam using her face racked up thousands of followers before the platform yanked it. Evidence her team can't keep up with meme culture. Inside Burbank, finger-pointing is fierce. Some executives blame the marketing shift toward message over magic. Others argue unchecked interviews cost the studio.
What would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You've worked so hard on it.
Can also be having the greatest time and simultaneously wishing people would stop sending me death threats.
Excuse me, your curtain. Please allow me to help.
Help? From you?
I didn't mean to offend. I just thought you should know that
That I should know what? That some privileged white guy thinks his opinion matters? Get over your entitlement. I'm not some damsel in distress waiting for you to ride in on your high horse.
You always want to tell a fun, exciting story. And every time I've ever made a movie, I go into it going, I want this to be the best movie ever made.
I wanted my money back. It was very disappointing.
Who wants a movie about true love? What kind of woman do we want out there seeking true love, Eliana? It's the outrage.
Every way that Disney changed the story, it changed it for the worse.
Studio 9 figures. Park operations quietly replaced Snow White meet and greet slots with safer icons like Elsa. Unsold dolls clog warehouses. Cruise planners worry families may choose rival attractions just to avoid a brand that feels preachy rather than playful. Rival studios are taking notes. One leaked streamer memo warns, if audiences smell PowerPoint activism before they sense wonder, we've already—
You're replacing jobs that people could have as little people. Okay. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Seven dwarfs of Snow White, who of course all just disappeared, and now they're the seven dysfunctional men.
Already lost them. Agencies are stapling stricter social media conduct clauses to blockbuster deals. Pollsters note 60+% of parents who skipped Snow White said it didn't look fun. Politics aside, the vibe felt like homework. The fallout is prompting quieter course corrections on other planned remakes.
Who the hell are you to say all of Andrew's could get cut? Like, who are you?
Oh my God.
Are you Disney? I've read your book, and I have. It's a phenomenal book. You're losing generation of loyal viewers. When you think about—
Hollywood loves a redemption arc. Robert Downey Jr. went from mugshots to Iron Man. Drew Barrymore flipped child star turmoil into daytime royalty. For Rachel Zegler, experts say the roadmap is simple but brutal. Own it. Sit down, acknowledge missteps, and stop scolding the fan base. Recenter craft. Take a low-budget indie or stage role where artistry outweighs agenda.
Not Snow White. What is the premise? What is the story?
It's a love story. It's a love story.
It's a dream for a girl to grow up and a man falls in love.
I'm really upset that it's the biggest theme here is that it's anti-men. She called him a stalker.
Work speak. Dial back hot takes. Let genuine performances rebuild goodwill. Skip a step, and caricatures from South Park, or rumored ones from Springfield, become her permanent introduction. Tonight's saga isn't just one star.
They couldn't have dwarves. Do you guys remember
Yeah,
that?
because Peter Dinklage and all them were talking crap.
So originally they
Do you have a picture of what the dwarves were supposed to look like?
I can find it, but it was an array. It was the DEI of dwarves. Yep. Well, they had to reshoot the film and use CGI dwarves. There you go.
So those guys didn't make it.
No.
That guy's 6'2".
They've been in a full meltdown about this girl for a couple of years now, and how they had her tweet out like a little, "Yay, Snow White, can't wait, so excited, I love
Dumble." It's a flare in the sky for every studio tinkering with childhood treasures. Classics hold emotional equity, tamper without tact, and audiences write their own ending. Disney now faces a crossroads: double down on modern overhauls, or rediscover how to evolve stories without bulldozing their hearts.
I mean, I guess, what are we going to have? Like a lesbian, a trans person, someone in a wheelchair, someone of color? Like, I don't understand. Why weren't the dwarfs enough? But apparently they were too offensive because the most famous dwarf of all, Peter Dinklage, said something negative about it back in 2022, thus ruining the biggest acting roles the dwarfs had ever seen since the creation of Willy Wonka's Oompa Loompas back in the 1970s.
Investors smell risk, animators polish new jokes, and fans wield hashtags with the precision of press releases. The next move belongs to Disney and Rachel Zegler. Will they script a Phoenix-like revival or accept a credit that reads, "Happily Never After"? Drop your take in the comments, hit subscribe for the next headline, and remember, when even Cartoon Towns start booing, the box office usually follows.